You're a wedding filmmaker and you're looking for the next camera to purchase for your wedding films to spice it up and make things look absolutely delicious. It is 2023 and there are so many cameras to choose from. The reason why I got this camera is because my Canon R5 and R6 overheated during weddings. I am based in Tennessee and it gets really hot during the summer. So I decided to pick up one of these. Wasn't a easy decision. I had to decide between the R5C and the C70, switching to Sony. I was just like, oh my goodness, I had no idea what to do. But in this video, I want to tell you the reasons why I picked up the C70. There's something about the look of this camera that I love. And I might have to blame the DGO sensor, which is basically all the highlights of an image and all the shadows of an image are like combined together. And then boom, a bunch of nerdy stuff happens and now you have good dynamic range. This footage looks so nice. You could see all the shadows, all the it's so pretty. And it looks more film-like than other cameras out there. I like the look of this camera. It feels very cinematic. Oh my goodness, I just said it looks cinematic. Going to jail now.
Using the word cinematic,
you right to jail.
15 stops of dynamic range. 15 stops. That is freaking legendary. 15 stops, guys. This is the R5, doesn't have as many stops, but another reason why I like the C70 is the built-in ND filters. The Canon C70 has 10 stops of ND filters, but the reason why I like these is its speed. Because if I want to change my lenses, I don't have to change the ND filters too. So normally what you would have to do is you'd have your 35, right, and you're filming, right, and then you want to switch to an 85 or something like that. Put on your 85, now you got to unscrew it from your 35 and put it on your 85. Unless you want to buy like 5 ND filters, which no, I'm not gonna do that. It's extra stuff that you have to worry about. So having built-in ND filters is very crucial on a wedding day. The file sizes are really good too. The file size is very manageable, especially if you're filming an MP4. Compared to like the C200, like shooting in RAW, like to get the nice like images, it's insane, you know? So like the file size to image quality ratio is super manageable and I love it for that. And you have a bunch of different formats. You could shoot in RAW, you could shoot in MP4, XAV, something, all that stuff. Okay, I'm leaving this location because it is mosquito crazy. There's time code in it, like a time code port, and that is super nice. And you're like, okay, why do you need time code for weddings? Well, if you get the Tentacle Sync E and the Tentacle Track E, you can match all audio clips and all your camera clips all together. Basically in post, it's super easy to sync up all your audio and visual stuff. So having time code is amazing. The menu systems on the C70, so good. Well, just with Canon in general, like I know everyone says like, yeah, the menu systems are so good compared to like Sony, but like it actually is. I used a Sony thinking I was gonna switch to Sony, and I was like, this menu system, like, and I'm a techno wizard guy. I love but I'm like, dude, it takes me like freaking 4 to 5 business days to switch my freaking frame rate. I'm like, that's no fun. But Canon has always been good about their menu systems, and to me, that's very important. Especially when I'm trying to change settings on a wedding day, speeds things up. The battery life, so good. It only takes like the batteries, I don't know, but literally 2 of them will last me all day. The batteries are absolutely amazing. Another perks of having a cinema camera, the C70, but any cinema camera really, is look at all this. Look at all the little buttons that are on there. Isn't that like, the button layout makes things so fast. Okay, so I can change settings very quickly. I can check my exposure really quickly. Everything is done with speed and efficiency. Here's a big misconception about the C70. It's sensor size. It's not a full frame. Boo! We don't like anything that's not full frame. No. The Alexa Mini, that's not a full frame. And so many of your favorite movies are filmed on the Alexa Mini. It's Super 35. The C70 Super 35. You can get amazing footage out of that thing. And let's say you do want a full frame look, bam, it's a mirrorless. Speed booster that. Boom. Now you got a full frame C70. So, yeah. bet. Also, there's no SDI, which, yes, is a bummer, but for weddings, why would you need SDI for weddings? Another reason why people go like off on this camera is that it's RF, and RF lenses, they don't have many RF lenses and this and that. It's a mirrorless Super 35 camera, really. Like, that means there's so many options. One, you can get a speed booster or adapter, bam, any EF lens ever, there you go. Also, because it is Super 35, you get the Super 35 lenses and the full frame lenses. So, I don't know. To me, it has more lens options than, you know, the R5 or the full frame. So you just, I don't know, more lens options with this camera. So some people say that this camera is too chunky. It feels like a big DSLR, and I like the build. I like it, but I don't like it. And I guess I'll get to the reasons why I don't like it in the later part of the video. But I do like the size of it. It does feel very nice in the hands. It feels very good. The C70 also only uses mini XLR, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's just kind of like annoying, you know? You have to bring an adapter everywhere. So yeah, I guess it's not a big deal for weddings, but it does get annoying. When it comes to the build of this camera, I like the size of it, but I hate how it feels like a DSLR. And let me explain. I'm gonna voice over this because I'm gonna put the microphone down. Actually, no. I'm gonna show you with 3 different cameras. So the 3 cameras I want to show you are the 5D Mark IV, C200, and the C70. So if we compare all 3 cameras, the C70 handle looks a lot like the 5D Mark IV, a DSLR, instead of a cinema camera. And I think that is a problem. A DSLR was designed with this handle because you bring it up to your face and you shoot, you know, and that feels very comfortable. It's stable because you have more points of contact on the camera. Now, with the C70 doesn't have a viewfinder. That's a good way to do a handheld is put it up to your chest or to your side. You want another point of contact. Not like this. You're not shooting like this because then you have shaky footage. So I just think this is really weird. This is how it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to have a good handle that can twist back and forth. Boom, like this. Then you could put it against your body, view out, and you could see your screen, and it is so much nicer than having just up and down. Up and down hurts your wrist. Well, at least it hurts my wrist. I have a bad wrist. I know it sounds like a small issue, but it is very important to me because I want my film camera to feel like I'm filming, not like a photography camera. Canon, please make the next C70 more cinema camera-like. Oh, I completely forgot to mention that the build of the, just the build quality of the C70 is, it's good, but it's also terrible. The hinge from the screen, I probably am the 50 millionth person to say this, but it sucks. And another thing about this camera, for a 10-hour wedding day, 8-hour wedding day, it can get pretty heavy, holding it over time, especially if you build it out. But yeah, you could wear an easy rig, but those are kind of bulky. Definitely not as lightweight as a Sony FX3 or something like that, but you know, yeah, it can get heavy. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my video about the reasons why I bought the C70, and I'm really hoping that it answered some of your questions. But yeah, please subscribe, the basic stuff that every YouTuber asks you guys to do and stuff like that.